Jayhawk, KU. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I'll admit I had some doubts, but it's okay. I knew they would pull through for me. 14 straight. A new record. Better than UCLA. Better than anybody you can put out there. In a major conference, Kansas Jayhawks pulls off 14 straight Big 12 chips. And let's be honest, people. In those 14 years, the Big 12 has probably been the best conference 10 out of the 14 years. And the other 4 years, they were probably the second best conference. Or a close third. Rock Chalk Jayhawk has ran through one of the best conferences in college basketball, period. Period. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Kansas? Shout out to you. 14 straight on a year they thought you weren't going to do it, but you did it anyway. Because that's who you are. You're champions. Champions. Shout out Rock Chalk. You know who I am, man. It's Mac Dog. This is Mob Squad Sports. I'm going to bring it to you funky. I'm going to keep it real with you. And we're going to jump right into it. Since I started off with college basketball, let's get into college basketball. If you see me posting this week, if you see me on Instagram, if you see me on Facebook, if you see me on Twitter, you know what I was talking about. What everybody else was talking about. The state of the NCAA. The big case. The FBI versus NCAA basketball. Everybody came out, it seems like. Top schools, top players, players in the NBA, one and dones that are in the NBA right now, got brought up in this conversation. Out of all of that, who gets popped? Sean Miller of Arizona. He's talking bricks and bodies on the phone. If you don't know what that means, let me break it down for you. He gets caught talking about what you're not supposed to talk about. First of all, you're the head coach. Why are you having a conversation with anyone other than your players? Are you an idiot? You have to be. There's no other way to explain it. How do you get caught talking to anyone other than your players? And you're out here. They say that you asked to pay $100,000 to a player on the phone. Nobody talk. This has been going on, people. So when I say nobody, I mean nobody. Nobody talks to anybody. Nobody talks to anybody. A head coach doesn't talk to anybody about how those players get into the school. And he's on the phone. You're an idiot. First of all, you're finished. Don't worry about coaching. Maybe you can go coach basketball at the Pee Wee level. I have not the slightest idea. But you're finished in the NCAA. You're probably finished in high school. The NBA may not hire you, but I don't know. Their morals aren't all that anyway. Now, let's talk about the player that he said that he was going to give the $100,000 to. And that is none other than Arizona's big man, Iota. I may be saying his name wrong. I'm pretty sure he'll forgive me. But Iota, who played in this weekend's game and balled in this weekend's game. Iota went to work. He gave them the numbers. He put up that work, and he did what he needed to do. Man, he did more than what he needed to do. Let me stop shortchanging. He balled, and he killed. And Arizona still lost because, well, that's what Arizona does. They build you up and they just fall off the face of the map. But Him. He's the one that was supposedly to get the money. He's playing. As a matter of fact, the schools that were named, the players that were named, other than Texas sat their guy. Texas sat their guy. Eric Davis Jr. did not play this weekend. But he was one of the people implicated. Everybody else played. Miles Bridges, he played. We shooting for something right now. Michigan State says. Wendell Carter from Duke, he played. Sexton from Alabama, he played. We're not paying attention to you right now, FBI. That's what you're telling you. We're just going to run them out there because we need to win basketball games. We're trying to get to the tournament. And you were trying to destroy that. How do you come out with this story about these coaches, about these players, about what's going on? The same story that happens every year. Every year, this story comes out. I think it's a big deal today because it's the FBI will probably forget about it, I don't know, by the time spring training and baseball is over. But this is serious right now. The FBI is coming down on the NCAA. And there are some big schools names out there. Just name Kansas, my Jayhawks, which I am certain we did nothing wrong, so I'm not worried about that. You got Duke. If you're naming schools, you're actually naming coaches, because when you're naming these prominent schools, these coaches have been there for forever. So if you're naming Duke, you're naming Coach K, Coach Krzyzewski. The guy coaches NBA players to Olympic gold. How crazy would that be if something comes out about Coach Krzyzewski? That is completely crazy. Then, of course, you got Kentucky, which means you're naming Calipari, which, come on, let's be honest, not really that big of a surprise, okay? We were just waiting on him to be named in something. So, who's hurting? Our guy, the Greg Popovich of college basketball. I say that because it doesn't matter how good or bad we think his team is, they always end up deep in the tournament. Michigan State, Tom Izzo. Didn't you just get out of a scandal? Like 10 minutes ago, they just stopped talking about the scandal that you just got out of as a school. And now you right back in this one. I know you's got to be. First of all, I'm Notre Dame. I could care less about Michigan State, but I know you's got to be feeling a little bit of pain. Like, man, we just got through getting talked about in a scandal. Now we're back on another scandal? This is crazy. Me personally, I'm laughing at you, but that's just me because, yeah, that's just the kind of person I am. I'm going to kick you while you're down, but you can't kick back. So, that's me pointing and laughing at you, Michigan State. But I'm going to come off of the teams, the coaches. I'm going to let the FBI worry about that. I can't believe they did this at this time, right before the tournament. Like, what are we supposed to do now? I have no idea who I'm picking. As a matter of fact, I may not do a men's bracket. I think I'm just going to do a women's bracket. That one's much safer. I could pick a dark horse like maybe South Carolina, maybe Tennessee. But I think my Final Four is pretty much my Final Four, which is UConn, Mississippi State, Notre Dame, and Baylor. That's pretty much my Final Four in women's basketball. I'm pretty safe on that. As far as men's basketball tournament goes, I have no idea, and I really couldn't tell you who to pick because I don't even know who's going to play. I don't know what's going to happen next week or the week after, the middle of the conference championships, and they just come out and say, everybody's ineligible. The Final Four could be Richmond, Loyola Marymount, Chicago State, and Stephen F. Austin. That's my Final Four, people. So, I wish I could give you more on that, but until the FBI finishes their investigations, I have no idea who's going to play in this year's NCAA tournament. But we'll get to that. We'll keep an eye on that. I'll bring more back to you on that one right there. Before I move on, because I was going to move on to baseball, let me voice my opinion. I am so sick and tired of the NCAA. You want to know why? And I hope the FBI aren't really coming after schools. They're actually coming after you. You want to know why? Because you cause these problems. You have rules in place not for kids who are young adults to be student athletes. You have rules in place so that you can make more money while kids get nothing and their parents have nothing. I won't say nothing, but their parents may be limited. Some parents may be okay, but that's beside the point. The NCAA is a thorn in my ass. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't like the rules in college football, in college basketball. I do not like NCAA policing. Because right now you're just policing the money and what these kids can bring you. You're not policing to stay so that these kids can make the right decisions. Now, by all means, all the rules you have in place that make kids do the right things, suffer for mistakes that they made, egregious mistakes, is one thing. But a kid selling his own memorabilia is his. But a kid looking at his memorabilia that you're making plenty of money on, that he's never worn, but he gets none of it, you just don't even let them get a kind of work study, a reasonable work study. We're not talking about that garbage that you put out there and you do work study and you get a couple bucks here and there to eat in that nasty cafeteria that every school has. Actually, Baylor has a pretty good cafeteria. Their pizza's pretty good. I'm just going to put that out there, just so you know. But most schools, I'm sure, like your high school, has garbage cafeteria. You can't take anybody out. You can't really do much of anything. And if you take anything from anybody, all of a sudden, you're a troublemaker. NCAA bred this. NCAA brought this along. This is their problem. This is their mistake. And they have continued. Yes, we know. We know coaches cheat because their lives are on the line. Their livelihood is on the line. You have a coach, could be a great coach. Mediocre records. Graduation rate skyrockets. Practically everybody graduates. You have 15 kids, 13 of them may graduate. The other two may go on and do something else and still be successful or go to the league, whatever the case may be. And mediocre records do not get him to keep his job. But yet, you have another coach, graduation rate, maybe, I don't even want to say slightly. Heck, he can pretty much not even count on kids into their junior year. But yet, he's winning chips. He's in the Final Four. Conference belongs to him. The wins pile up. The conversation is totally different. Whereas the earlier coach goes in and like, hey, maybe we need to go another direction. Thank you for being a role model. The other coach, not to say that he's not a role model, hey, we're going to bump your salary because you're winning. How do you think he's winning? Jerry Tarkanian said it best. 90% of the schools cheat. The other 10% lose. This has been going on. You want to police it? Police the character. Police the student athlete. Because not everybody's a one and done. And some kids who go one and done only go one and done because of NCAA rules or violations or something that's coming down on them to where it's time for them, they have to leave. because they have no other choice. So, I hope the FBI, you're doing more policing on the corruption in the NCAA. Now, I did hear that there was a coalition coming together for the NCAA. They're going to put a board together. I want to say Condoleezza Rice is either supposed to be heading up or supposed to be a part of it. I'll get more details on that. I'll bring that to you, too. It's something that I'm fascinated in, so I definitely want to figure out that. I definitely not figure out, but I definitely want to follow up on that and bring it to you. But that's me. I'm going to calm myself down. And I'm going to talk some baseball because the NCAA kind of pushes me to the limit. All right. If you know me, you know I love baseball. And it's preseason. The moves have been made. Off season has been done. Giancarlo Stanton plays for the Yankees, which pretty much puts him in a lineup with a bunch of other people who could be in anybody's lineup as a 2, 3, or 4. This lineup is crazy for the Yankees. I mean, their pitching staff could really go out and put up a 4 ERA, and they would still be just fine. Because I'm probably going to put up 8 or 9 runs a game. It's explosive. Your ace may win when you come in Tampa. Remember, you got to play 3 games. Your ace may win. Maybe. But I don't know what your second, third is going to do. Them Yankees, they're loaded. They're loaded. And I mean, just imagine Giancarlo Stanton. Judge. Right then and there, it should scare you. And then what if they bring up Russell Wilson? No, I'm playing. I just want to throw that out there. Hey, Russell Wilson seems to be doing pretty good at baseball, whatever. Maybe he's tired of getting hit, I don't know. But I just want to throw that out there as a joke. But no, Russell Wilson's not going to play for the Yankees. He's not going to play for the Yankees no more than Tebow's going to play for the Mets, unless they play each other. The Subway Series, that's when you'll see Russell Wilson and Tebow in the lineup. That's when you'll see that. But other than that, the Yankees are loaded on the offensive side. Pitching, decent, maybe subpar. A little washed up. Can you give me one? Yeah, give me one, please. Please don't tell me tonight. I'm pretty sure he only plays like 20, 30 games. If that. Don't tell me it's bad. No. Like I said, ERA can be 4+. 4 to 5. The Yankees would probably still be 15 to 20 games over 500 in the first 30 games. I'm just going to put it out there. The power is there. Who else is out there? Cole moved around. Cole left Pittsburgh, went to Houston. Saw him the other day. Looks pretty good. Ball comes out good. Please, don't worry about numbers in preseason. I don't want you to worry about numbers in preseason for pitchers. The reason I don't want you to worry about numbers is because that you're working on things. And the way that things come out, you're working on them. So hitters can easily know what you're going to try to do, especially if you try to throw the same pitch a few times. You're working on things. But Cole looks a little bit better than he did in Pittsburgh. I'm a little worried about that as far as Houston is concerned. Of course, they're not in the Cubs division anymore, so I don't care. Scherzer, that could be an issue. Man, Scherzer, ball came out real nice. Aces as a whole, over this weekend, they did great. But Scherzer, I really want to highlight Kershaw, who pitched brilliantly. Got popped, but when I'm saying that ball comes out, and this is what I mean when I say about preseason. When pitchers are working on something and trying to get what they want to do, when they want to do it, and you can see that that's what it's going to, that's how they're perfecting it, it's a beautiful thing to see a pitcher mechanic himself, because you don't see that during the regular season. It's a beautiful thing. Even though Kershaw, I'm pretty sure that is an illegal move. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find it. I'm going to protest it, because that move that Kershaw does to the plate has to be illegal. I'm pretty sure I could not go out there and do that right now. It has to be. I'm sorry. It just looks too weird to be legal. Cubbies. There you go. Darvish. It's a little too much for someone who really didn't prove himself last year. I'm sorry. But, hey, maybe it'll surprise us. I know he has the work. I have not seen him yet this year. I know he has the work. I know he can do what he needs to do. But it's a little bit too much. Honestly, I'm a Samardzija fan. I'm sorry. I am a Jake fan, not a Samardzija. I am a Samardzija fan because he went to Notre Dame. But I think I would have rather kept Jake. I think I would have rather kept Arrieta and paid him that money. I'm sorry. You, Darvish, you kind of folded on me last year. And with not being on me, but on the Dodgers, but you kind of folded last year to where I'm a little suspect. Prove me wrong, because I love when my teams prove me wrong. But, it's just love preseason baseball. And we're going to work into something, man. I'm going to come back with you. We're going to talk baseball. Baseball's about to get heavy, and I love baseball. So we're going to come into that, too. Just real quick, man, big fight this weekend. If you're an MMA guy, which I am, which pretty much in everything, Stevens scores controversial finish of Emmett. You say, how is it controversial? If you don't really know just too many of the rules, how was it controversial? Couldn't have been controversial. He whooped his ass for a round and a half. Of course he did. The controversy came with the kick. The knee to the head was a controversy. He did not connect. If he would have connected, it would have been horrible because I would have hated to see him dominate a fight like that. Stevens, I'm speaking of, dominate Emmett like that and then get disqualified for an illegal kick. You cannot knee somebody in the head while they're on the ground. And those knees for Emmett were touching. And that would have been a disqualification on a fight that was already over. The left hook ended that fight. The knee did not. The knee barely scraped off the side of his head. That's probably why he didn't get the DQ. But the left hook ended that fight. Well, that in the previous round and a half, ass whooping that Emmett took. But you cannot do this. So if you're wondering why everybody's speaking controversy, hey, it's maybe a way to pump it up and pump up a rematch. I don't know. If I was Emmett, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Nah. I was never in that fight. I'm not fighting him again. That's stupid. But, hey, guys have pride for whatever reason. So if he wants to go up there and get beat up again, maybe he can say, nah, he hit me and it affected me. No, the left hook affected you, Emmett. The left hook put you down. You were done then. It wasn't even when he came with the forearm smashes. The left hook put you down and you were done. Then you were out of it at that point. But, But, yeah, if you were wondering about where the controversy came from, the controversy came from the knee. And Emmett's knees were still down on the ground. All right? So that's me coming at you. Some big things coming up. URL, March 31st. Big event, rap battles, pay-per-viewing. Check it out. Deontay Wilder. You know that boy that... Actually, he ain't even that quick and that compact. He just bang, and puts people down. He's fighting some Spanish Cuban guy. That may be a banger. I'm gonna come at you with more than that because I'm a little interested in this one. Deontay Wilder been kind of putting people away, but I'm a little interested in this one. This one may be a good one. So we're gonna go into that one too. Again. Go out there, subscribe, MacDog, YouTube. Oh, Dr. Marcia Thetford. Just pray about it. Brand new book just came out. www.drmarciaglamsquad.com. Let's see. What else is out there? Again, we're here, man. You know what it is. This is MacDog, Mob Squad Sports. Manchester United. Hey, Chelsea fans. Just wanted to shout you out. Losers. You know my slogan. I'm better than you. We out. Let's get there.